Have you met somebody that's successful without daddy's money, without grandpa's money? Have you ever met somebody that's been really successful without a story? Lots of people or successful people come out of homes where it's been a challenge. There's been a drive to pursue things because of their challenges.
Devin, how you doing, sir?
I am good, sir. I am good. I am good. Excuse my makeup now. I am literally on set. I'm
saw
on
you.
set. And I was like, hey, it's 6 o'clock. I need to be on with Kyle. So I'm happy to be here, man. How are you?
Awesome, man. I'm good. I'm good. It's been a long time coming. I know it's been almost a year since we've been trying to arrange this.
Dude, it's been a mission with cancellation, postponements. But you know what? We are here. I'm excited. I'm excited to be part of this, man.
Exactly. All good things come to those who wait, eh? Or persist.
Hey, preach. Preach that.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So Devin, you currently on set, like you said right now. And I can see obviously your energy is high and stuff and you're vibing. So once again, I just want to say thank you for being on the show, taking time out of your day to chat to me about your journey, about you chasing your dreams and going after it. Because what most people don't understand is that, you know, going after the life you want is not a straightforward road. There's going to be many obstacles and hurdles and challenges. And this is the reason I started the show, is just to, you know what, to show people the behind the scenes, what really goes on or what really goes into making your dreams a reality. So on that note, Devin, do you want to tell us, first of all, about who is Devin? Just an overview over who is Devin.
Wow, what a broad question. Devin likes Gatsby's. You can see my cheeks. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Who is Devin? Basically, I'll start off with a guy that was never interested in school. I took school for a joke. I was always the clown. Like I always say, I left school lunch break. I was never designed for school. From there, I left school, traveled overseas, got jobs, got some experience, came home, had a lot of time on my hands, and started creating content online. I was like, I think it was 2015, where I was like, hey, you know what, I enjoy it. You know, the problem I had was, as a man of 32 at the time, I always struggled finding passion, finding what I'm all about, like what drives Devin. And I couldn't understand, because you had people coming out of school knowing exactly what they want to do. And I was like, Lord, when am I going to find out what am I? You know, it's too late for soccer to be a professional soccer player. What am I going to do? Like, why? Help me. And then I stumbled across, it's a funny story, but I had a laptop that had a computer, editing editing program. And I started putting pictures together, and I was like, hey, I enjoy editing. And over time, I started creating content, like with myself. And, just prior to that, I think I've struggled with a lot of things in life. So I was told, hey, you're going to be a failure. You're never going to amount to anything. That's my personal statement. And that was in my head for the longest time. And that coincides with me not understanding or finding my passion. I struggled. My early 20s, I was more into the parties. There was no ambition, like something. And today I am on social media, creating content online, working with brands or with brands and products, and creating content, comedic style, lighthearted, finding some truth in, finding the funny in things that we that's plagued our society, like crime and unemployment. Certain topics, I would literally find the comedic spin to things, and just uplift people. And that is who I am. I'm all about making people smile. That's Devin. I don't know what more. I don't know. I love football. I love I've recently discovered that I like reality TV, Survivor. So yeah, if you want to say who is Devon, I am a reality TV fanatic right now.
Awesome. Awesome, Devon. And I like your story. I like your journey, you know. Like you said, it only started later in life because you never had it all figured out. And there are many people out there today who, at this current position or place, they can relate to that, not having it figured out, feeling like, is this where I want to be? Where am I going to be a year, 5 years, 10 years from now? What if my life stays at this place? And sometimes this can send you down a loophole, can send you downward in a downward spiral if you don't focus at that energy, that attention on something like you said, testing, seeing, okay, what can I take an interest in? Because you don't have to have it all figured out. Okay, life is something that we're all just testing. We're all just testing and trying to see what works. And eventually you will see, like you said, you discovered you enjoyed making videos, you enjoyed putting things together, and you shined at that.
Of course, and you know the added pressure as a man, and no disrespect to the females, but as a man that needs to be the breadwinner, that needs to provide, that was something that was the peer pressure around that, knowing, hey, what's your goal? What is your desire? What's drive you? What do you want to drive towards? That's always been my challenge throughout the years, and I struggled, and it became so stressful, so to speak, to like, hey, when is, what am I going to do that I enjoy? And it's been one crazy journey. And on that as well, I think with life and just experiences, you'll never walk into something without giving it a try. Like my gran always said, you'll never win the lotto if you don't buy a ticket. So finding my passion, I had to go through various things in my life to end up where I am, if that makes sense. Like, you're never just going to knock at the right door, I literally explore different avenues, give this a try, give that a try. And the amazing thing that was so profound in my life, till today, I'm so proud of it. Sometimes it gives me goosebumps just speaking about it. The things that we challenge, that we go through, it's literally stepping stones to kind of like to that destination where you need to be. For example, in 2012, I was very much keen on being a DJ. Right, I was a bedroom DJ. I had a desire to go out in clubs and DJ clubs. I was a bedroom DJ. I had passion for music, and not knowing, that 10 years later, I would be on radio. I would be doing a show on air, pressing these buttons. So, what I realized that my life, my journey started not now. It started years ago, and it's all stepping stones to where I am. I never knew how to DJ by pressing this button to fading that button. How, at the age of 37, how do I learn, that now? So it was very important for me to learn, and that's what we forget in life, that our hardships, our things that we go through, it's all, for me, I personally believe that it's all like, stones, or I say stones, stepping stones to where God wants to use you, or where your plan is. So yeah.
That's powerful. That's really powerful, and I do really believe in that entire framework with that, the hardships in life are designed to help us, to craft us, to refine us to our true potential, to awaken a great spirit within us. But many of us succumb to the hardships in life. They give up. When we go through the dark times, we can't see the light, so we just give up. We just put our head down. Instead of like you said, what you did is you kept taking a step every single time, whether it was being a DJ in your bedroom, not knowing where this is going to take you, understand, or whether it was exploring with something new. You just kept taking a step. And before you know it, that steps became your stepping stone. So really amazing, the great work there. And another thing that I wanted to highlight is the fact that you said you needed to kiss many frogs before you found your prince. Okay, your prince being your perfect fit, your dream. You understand? And that for people out there, go and kiss the frogs. Okay, don't expect things to just fall in your lap. The perfect frog, the perfect prince, the perfect opportunities. Go out and try. Keep knocking on doors. Never give up. As long
And
as the sun rises tomorrow, there's an opportunity. Go ahead.
that is the problem that, you know, a lot of us, we go out there, we try something and we discover, hey, this is not for me. People expect that instant success. Everything today is iPhone, it's, you know, microwaves, it's food that, you know, within a minute, you know, people think, or they grew up with this idea that everything or success is immediate. Like whatever I am going to try, I'm going to do this one video and it's going to make me famous, that people in Albania see this video, you know, and don't do that, and don't have that outcome, and then they become despondent. And what in my line of work is I needed to find what my passion was, because it's the passion that fueled me to carry on, to keep me going. I was never being in the social media game. You know, people think, oh, it's about the likes, it's about the shares, it's about engagement. Me personally, it was more of a exploring my passion, and that kept me going. I did these videos dressing up as a female for my entertainment, to have a laugh, the editing process, type of vibe. Sorry, my phone keeps on falling here. It's sliding. I'm not at home, so I'm here at the office. So excuse me for this. But yeah, you know, the passion, and a lot of people, especially being in the industry or social media, people expect instant fame, instant gratification, and things don't work out, and they're like, okay, you know, this is not for me. And what I've discovered, that you need to build. You need to build. I mean, someone once said to me, hey, Dev, if a video does 10 views only, don't worry about 10 views. Worry about that one, that in that 10 views, it could be one person that changes your life forever. So I'm just relating to what I know in my industry. And not, you know, it's easy to become despondent. It's easy to give up. But in again, in my line of work, and in fact, in everyone's line of work, it's about consistency. Consistency, every single thing you do. With mine, it's literally consistency in creating content, building a library. You know, people might not like you, people might not engage, but as long as you're building yourself, so one day when you break out, there is people's like, hey, I know that guy, and I've seen his videos. I don't like him, but I know he does videos. So that's also very important, that you know, it's not a short-term game, doing content online.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And like you just said, it's not a short-term game. And our life's work is not a short-term game. It's your life's work. It means it's a long game. It's a long-term game. It's about, you know what, I'm planting those seeds and I'm watering it on a consistent basis, like you said, every single day. And even if a month, a year passes and you don't see that seeds blossoming, don't worry. Just keep pouring, keep pouring. And that's the importance of having faith and knowing that eventually that seeds will bear fruit. Okay.
Dude, you're preaching to me now, and I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. Awesome.
And then Devin, speak a bit about, so obviously we know that resilience is really important, as Bruce Otto just said there, and you keep on having to get up again and go and continue to go, and like you say, put out no matter what, even if it's one person who views your things. Speak a bit about, like, how do you maintain that, especially in the earlier days where your identity is kind of based on your quality of work or the feedback you're getting from people. So how did you manage that where, people didn't like it, but I still know I'm not going to put my head down, I'm going to keep going. How did you manage that?
Dude, like, it's tough now today, and I'm gonna be honest and say that, you know, today's world, in today's society, we have keyboard warriors. Back then, when I started, it was a laugh, it was a joke, everybody, and I can say thank God for that. I never had that bad comments or that negativity around my content, but on the odd occasion, I'd get an inbox from one guy saying, hey, you know what, you need to find a job, you need to do this. And you as you know, I think with any artist, any person, any creative, especially here in South Africa, overseas, being creative, there's so much freedom. You can literally leave school and jump into being a graffiti artist if you want to. You can go study, you can do that. But here in South Africa, we don't have that opportunity. And it's kind of like being resilient as well. You need to build, you need to block yourself. Because I look at it, I'm putting myself out there, number one. I'm telling people, hey, content, you judge, right? The second thing is, I can't take offense to these people. But it's very important for my mental game to block off these negative things because it's my passion. It's what I love doing. You know, I need to, no, it sounds so wrong, but I need to please myself. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people think I'm serving them, where I'm literally just, I'm planning, I'm making a way, or I'm trying to make a way for a success story. And that's where the name Devdondidit from. It was kind of like, hey, you know what? The name, just do it. Just get out there. You can say you did it. If people didn't like it, if people never thought it was funny, as long as you are being true to yourself. And I think a lot of people online as well, they forget their identity. They shy away from who they are. And I think that's the most important thing. In terms of being someone online or being I don't like saying influencer, but being someone in the public eye, you gotta be positive. You gotta say, you gotta be that example to say, hey, you know what, this is who I am. And a lot of people today, they kind of shape themselves to please their following. And I think, then you lose yourself, and then your content don't resonate with the people that you're catering for. And I thank God I never found myself in that position. But it's very important to not let the negativity and the challenges down that get to you, because your mental game. And that's so easy. It's easy for you to just type something here and saying, you know what, I'm going to give up. This person don't like me. This person don't know me from a bar of soap, and he's doing his own me. So it's easy, and you just got to know and understand that this is part of the game. You're going to get this. You're going to get this, but you're going to push on. You're going to move on. And this is not just on social media. This is with anything in life. You got to take criticism, no problem, but you push on, find your passion, and fuel your passion. Whether it be creating content, whether it be just being creative, or whatever workspace you find yourself in, you just gotta protect your peace, whether it be mental, whether it be physical. You need to protect your peace, because it's in today's day and age. We have the pandemic. You know how many? I don't have to tell you about how many people are dealing with mental issues. Me, for one, being online, it's been challenging. I recently discovered that I experienced anxiety for the very first time. Now, I'm on CBD oil. I am on salt and the works, just to kind of like, and I don't. It's not from a place of being online or negativity with people, but things that in my life that I experienced, and now I deal with anxiety, also trying to be funny or being online and creating content. So it's very important to protect your mental game. Very.
Yeah, I agree. And like you said, especially as somebody who's in the public's eye, people expect you to be on, okay? And like you say, you a real person who also deals with their own challenges. And I know you recently got dealt a big blow. And that is just life. We're going to deal with those sort of challenges. But at the end of the day, like you say, it's about how do you get back to what's your life's calling, your life's purpose, your dream. And you need to take a next step. You understand, like you were saying earlier, and that's what's essential. And sometimes you have to do it by all means. Sometimes we might not be in the right headspace, but we need to say, okay, I'm going to put myself in the right headspace, and I'm going to just take that step forward. Do you maybe want to tell us or give us a clue of how do you usually get yourself into the zone so that you, when things are knocking you down or you're dealing with really tough times, how do you, because I mean, you do creative work, how do you ensure that, okay, I'm putting myself up again, my energy is going up, or I'm able to hold my head up again? Is there any particular practices that you follow?
Ooh, there's quite a few. One being where I would literally talk to myself in the mirror and I'll say, you know what, you are Devdondidit. You are Devdondidit. You done this, you done that. You've emceed in front of thousands of people. I literally bring up previous experiences that kind of like I hold on to, or that I'm proud of, that I have to hype myself up. So that is one technique. And I mean, me, I think it was 2017, where I had an experience of depression, where I found myself in bed. I was making people laugh online. I was doing content every second day. But Devon at home, Devon found himself laying on a bed. It was either just content or on the bed. There was nothing else. And I had to push myself. And it takes so much of you to be, on all the time. I remember one time I was out at Canal Walk and I had my kids with me. We were in Canal Walk for like 5 hours. We were shopping, myself and my kids. We were coming down the escalator and my son sat on the escalator. And I was like, hey, Carter, you need to get up. You can't sit on this. But I was kind of like, I was very stern with my son. And behind me, there was a couple that wanted a photo. And they're like, hey, they were literally going to approach and say, hey, can we have a photo? But I didn't know this. Fast forward 2 days, the lady inboxed me. She was like, hey, I saw you in Canal Walk. You were on an escalator, but you were very stern with your son. So it was a big moment. It was too big of a moment to ask you for a photo. And then it got me thinking, as a person, I never, and I say this, I done content online for my passion. It was never to be famous. It was never to be popular. It was never to be considered an influencer. It was my passion that I enjoyed creating content, putting it together, conceptualizing it, putting it on a computer or on a camera, then on a computer. That was my passion. And the side effect of that, or posting it on social media, that kind of like took me and I became popular. I don't like famous. I became popular on social media. And I was never trained for this, but I realized that one needs to be on all the time, whether you're in public or whether you're at home. And you know how draining that is to be on. Like your mental game. People don't understand this. People, I go back to anxiety. I've been dealing with it for the last 6 months. People don't understand the power of the mind. It can break you, it can make you, and you, person, you need to fight. What's it gonna do today for you? Is it gonna break you or is it gonna make you? So it's really, I'm preaching to you, but and I'm sure you know this. It's just really, really hard to stay focused in the positive, being in the positive frame of mind.
Yeah, no, I can just imagine, like you said, you just living your life, doing the things that, like you say, speaking to your son, and then obviously having people see you not as Devdondidit, and in that moment you're like, oh, hey, I need to ensure that I'm always on when I'm out in these types of places. And that, obviously, like you said, it's very important. Our mind is essential, the most essential element in our entire lives, our success, okay, how we show up for our friends, our family, because it allows us, it allows us to channel our energy, our emotions, it allows us to process things. And like you say, every single day is a new battle against yourself, especially if you want to achieve something that is currently impossible, or seems impossible to you. So every single day will be that little battle. And it's a battle against itself. It's not the outside world. Sometimes it seems like it's the outside world.
No, it's never about the outside. Well, there's influences. People can influence you, but it's how you react to it. And I think the greatest battle is especially in the mind. You know, I come from a place, like I said earlier, where failure and my personal demon was about being a failure in life. Like my passion, like I left school, I'd done all these things that it was, you know, it started playing on my mind. And I had to find out a way or method. How do I change the tide? And I think through life experiences, man, it taught me to focus on myself and explore life. And I can sit here today and say, you know what? Like they say, you'll never know unless you try. And that's my thing. You know, if you're finding or you're struggling with your passion, you need to explore. You need to go out. If you sit at home and you're not into you know, have you ever tried picking up a camera and filming something? Did you ever experience that? You'll only know once you try it. If you like cinematography, if you like creating content, you know. So definitely by putting yourself out there, you learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah, and I just want to go back to what you were saying there, that that failure narrative, because there's lots of people out there who struggle with that, and we need to understand that we shouldn't be defined by the story that we tell ourselves, because we are not defined by that, and that we can recreate that story at any moment. Like you said, what is the meaning of a failure? You just that was just based on your own experiences and things and your past conditioning that said, oh, this is what a failure is, and because I don't have my life sorted out, I'm a failure. Instead of realizing that, you know, the most successful people fail on a consistent basis, but it's not, they don't stop. That's the only difference. So it's about saying you can call them also failures.
Go
ahead.
There is a guy, I think the richest African, he started out in his car boot it was regarding telecommunications. Today he's the most successful telecommunication, or he has the most successful telecommunications company in the world. And I read something about him, and it was literally, it got to a point where he lost his car, he lost all these things, and you know where he is today. The man is successful. I look at Kevin Hart, for example, somebody that I admire, followed his story. You know, he started out doing comedy gigs at small comedy places, small bars that had 3 people in. You know, then he went on to make it big time, and then people didn't really follow him to his shows. Then he said it was a slump. It went down to like 20 people at his comedy gigs. And that's all failures that he mentioned in his life. And, you know, if Kevin Hart never continued pushing, Kevin Hart would be no one to us today. And
Exactly.
that's something that really motivates me. You got to push through. It's easy. And you know what? The system. And have you ever met any successful person that don't have a story? That is a question that I ask a lot of people. Have you met somebody that's successful without daddy's money, without grandpa's money? Have you ever met somebody that's been really successful without a story? Lots of people, or successful people, come out of homes where it's been a challenge. There's been a drive to pursue things because of their challenges. And I look at challenges as stepping stones. Like I said earlier, it's only there to kind of like teach you and to build you for the future. And I think once you have that frame of mind, you are on the right. You know, it sounds like I know it all. I don't. I really don't. But I'm literally speaking about my life. I come from a place where failure was, I was destined for failure. I was destined for being not a nobody, but just being part of life and not impacting people
people, and that was in my mind, and I had to swing that around because I wanted to impact people, and here we are today.
I love that. And you are from Grassy Park, is that correct?
Grassy Park, whoa, from the.
Where are you from? Lotus?
No, I'm from Athlone. I think. Are you referring
Athlone.
to?
Oh,
yeah, I'm from Athlone.
okay.
Vanguard is to be specific. We shot some things. I think we shot Creeping Up with Kardashians. In Grassy
Shot with a camera or shot with a gun?
No.
I'm joking.
That's not that kind of shooting. No.
Okay. Devin,
No.
I just wanted to say, you should give yourself more credit. You said earlier that you don't know it all and things. It's your story. Yeah, it's your story, but it's a powerful story. Realize that the same way Kevin Hart got to what he is today, it's basically the same path that you've taken. We would have not known Devin had you given up or bought into the story that you had before. You understand that I'm a failure, that I'll never amount to anything.
Yeah.
But you decided to get up and say, you know what, I'm going to keep going. Even when you were facing your own challenges, your own personal challenges, you understand? Even when people were saying things, or you're not capable, you can never amount to anything, or people saying your content is junk, but you kept showing up. So you showing us that it is possible if you keep showing up. That's the very first thing. The second thing is, what I love is also you mentioned something about referring back to your past wins, okay? And this is something I usually use with my clients as well. I call it accomplishment board, where we review the things that we've done in the past that we've accomplished, because that plays an important part of who we are. Because sometimes people say, you know what, don't rest on your accolades. True, but don't forget about them too, okay? Because that was a higher version you that achieved that. And sometimes you just go into a lower version state where you need to go back into that person to be that Devin, to go and succeed again. Devin, I just want to say thanks so much for taking the time out of your day to chat to me and share your story with us.
Dude, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. It's platforms like this. And so well done to you. First of all, thank you for having me on your show, on your platform. And secondly, it's platforms like this that people need in their life. Being one, if I had this access to a platform like this, sometime in my life, before challenging or finding out my passion, platforms like this literally and definitely helps one. We might not be in front of the camera answering questions or asking questions, but I'm sure there's people out here that literally feeds off your content. So big ups to you for putting yourself out there. I wish you tons of success. And you know what you're doing, I don't want to preach to you, but what you are doing, you are inspiring others to do. There's a famous thing from Coach Carter. I know it's just, I don't know who says it, but as you let your light shine, you are liberating others, or you're giving permission. You're giving others permission to do the same. So well done for you. I mean, today's world, the pandemic that we're going through, our mental game needs a guidance. It needs assistance. So well done to you for putting yourself out there and getting people to share their story, man.
Yeah, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day and sharing your story, because like I say, there are many people who just see Devdondidit. They don't see the man behind it. They don't see the struggles. They don't see what it took for you to get to where you are. And when they can actually relate to that person, they're also more likely to say, you know what, if he could do it, so can I. He considered himself a failure previously. I consider myself a failure right now. Maybe if I just take the same steps he has, maybe I can one day be where he is. So awesome job for inspiring people who you don't even know you are inspiring. And thanks once again for being on the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man.